Hi there, this is John Barton from JB Cases. So I'm going to make a real quick video on answering a review or a claim on AZ Billiards. So somebody that I don't know on AZ Billiards, when I say I don't know them, I don't know their handle, has made a claim on AZ Billiards. They said, hello all, I have had my JD rugged for about a year now, and if anyone were to ask if I would recommend them, I would answer absolutely not. He says absolutely not. Not only is $300 with backpack straps pricey, but you would think the rugged would last for years. I don't know what he means by the rugged, but anyway, I'll get to that. I play pool 2 or 3 times a week. I never leave it in the car, and I take care of it. About 6 months in, the interior started to fail and was loose. And I want to say, I'll show you what he means by that in a moment. How that happened is beyond me, but for being a rugged, my semi-soft Castillo case blows this out of the water. Not only quality-wise, but durability as well. That's what he says. So he says, I didn't want to really do a review until after I went and brought my case to the expo. I showed it to John, and he acted like I was overreacting and there was no big deal. Well, John, when you sell a case claiming it's tough and durable and talk all this nonsense about your interior being superior, you should back the product and also be nicer to your customers. In no way did I want or ask for anything there. I just wanted to show what happened to my case. Maybe it was a flaw or bad luck. After meeting Gil, I gave one of his cases a shot, and I will never try anything else unless I hit lotto and then maybe a Witten. LOL. Sorry if I come off as trying to bash John, but I gave him a chance. And after trying another product, I think a lot more people need to give Castillo a shot. Okay, so we have, several things to unpack here real quick. But first of all, let me say this, sounds like a nice advertisement for Castillo without any actual details. But I like Castillo cases. I like Gil Castillo. I think he builds a pretty good case, or his people build a pretty good case. We both have a similar kind of situation where we have staff actually building the cases. And I don't know if Gil actually ever made cases himself. I did. Not that that's any big deal, because I think that, this is not rocket science here. So, I mean, if you have an eye for craftsmanship and you can tell people what to do and they do it, then you can get a good product. You don't have to be the one who sits there and builds the product. That said, I want to unpack a few things. So I vaguely remember some kind of interaction about this, about somebody, complaining about the interior coming out or being too loose in their opinion. And I said, I would have said to them, it sounds perfectly right that I would say to them, that's no big deal. However, when the gentleman is like, I was not nice to him, I don't know what he means. When he says expo, okay, I assume he's talking about the Super Billiards Expo. If anybody has seen us at that show, you know that we are constantly stacked with people in the booth. It's like a club in there. Speaking of club, got bass outside. But if it appears that I'm maybe not giving my full attention to someone or something, it's because often I'm not, because people are signaling me from each direction trying to get my attention. My staff is doing that because they have questions they need answered. People that I know are trying to get with me. New people or customers are trying to talk to just me. They don't want to talk to my staff. And it's very little time there are we actually so slow that I have time to sit down and leisurely talk with a customer. So if I appeared to be short in some way, then I apologize for that. However, one thing I am certain of, I am 100% certain that I would have said to this customer, excuse me, it's gross. I would have said to this customer, do you want another interior? You know, you want another case? We can fix it. There's nothing about our cases that we can't fix, all the way up to replacement of the whole case. So I will never tell a customer that we won't solve their problem. You know, I won't say that, because there is always a solution to the problem. Many customers over the years have come to the booth, had some kind of a problem with their interior. I reach in, I grab a new interior, just like this. I grab a new interior and I take their interior out and I put their interior in. So this is what the gentleman was complaining about, was as you can see in the pictures on AZ Billiards, it's he posts this picture of the interior coming out of the case. So basically this is what he's talking about. See, I'm holding it here. He posts a picture of this. So in his opinion, you know, when he pulls up on the case, the interior comes out. He's not happy about that. I said, okay, I would give him a new interior. I could modify this interior to make it stay in a little bit better. You know, I've done that for people. If necessary, we can go all the way up to giving him a new case. So I'm positive that he would have been offered any of those solutions. And that because we do it all the time. If people come up and they have that sort of a problem, that's what we do. That's my standard answer. That's our standard protocol. We don't quibble about it, you know. So if the gentleman is complaining about what the case is supposed to do, and he didn't ask me to make it not happen that way, I don't know what else to say to him, because I don't know how much nicer I could be there as far as that goes. I mean, I would have definitely told him those things. So I don't think it's a fair thing for him to say that we weren't nice, or he's not claiming that we didn't offer anything. He didn't claim that. So, I mean, I imagine someone could ask him that, say, did John offer to make it right? I would be interested to know what the answer was there. But the fact is that, and I vaguely remember this, I believe when I tested it, it was doing just exactly what it's supposed to do. The whole thing wasn't coming out on its own. You know, there wasn't anything unusual about the case. However, that doesn't mean I can't make it better for this gentleman in some way. But I don't remember seeing such a problem where I would have said to the gentleman, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and switch it anyway, because this is not supposed to be this way. I don't remember doing that. What I did do, though, at the expo last year or the year before, I remember, is a guy come up and he says he had an older case where the interior didn't come out. And he said, I think there's something down in here scratching it. I don't know what it is, you know. So we tested it, couldn't find anything. You know, I right there, I took the case home with me. I put a light down in there to look at it. I tried it with my cues. I couldn't find anything. You know what I did? I gave the guy a brand new case anyway. He had a basic model. I think it was black with red stitching. I just gave him a new one. I said, you know what? I don't think there's anything in here that's hurting cues right now. Nothing that I can see. I don't think there's anything wrong with my case, with this case of yours that we built. However, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to give you a new case. And that's what I did. So that's how we operate, for real. That is truly how anybody can see this. Just come up to the booth. So I don't feel like this assessment is fair from this gentleman. And now I've got a few more minutes, so I'm going to talk about his other claims on here about Castillo being better. Now I want to preface this very, very clearly with, I like Castillo cases. I would change some things, and I'm not going to tell you what I would change. but that's just me. That's how I think of cases. So I don't see a case, including ours, that I don't feel like I can improve on. Very rarely do I see anything like that. Now, whether I really can improve on it or not, that's a different story. That's, again, sometimes a matter of subjectivity, depending on the user. I feel like it's more a matter of objectivity, but, you know, there's where we can argue. But anyway, the gentleman says, my semi-soft Castillo. I don't know what he means by semi-soft there, so I'm going to guess he means the butterfly. So we'll start with that real quick. So this is a butterfly Castillo right here. As you can see, it holds, it has a flap here. It holds 2 butts and 4 shafts. Okay, and offset like that. So two cavities right there. Goes down. There's a slight bit of padding in here, some kind of webbing material on the interior. You can see that. And this is, I think, that's some kind of webbing material in there. And this is, I'm not sure if this is a faux sheepskin or real sheepskin. I'm not sure. Let me see. Maybe I can tell if I pull it here. This is my case, by the way. I own it. So I can do whatever I want to it. So this is some kind of, I think it's a synthetic. So I think it's a synthetic sheepskin in there, from what I can see. And but yeah, I mean, otherwise it's got pretty good zippers on here. Looks like. I don't know about this one, but I mean, you know, it looks fairly good right there. One small pocket right here, and then a zipped up pocket right here for a jump cue. So you put a jump cue handle or something. Okay, so there's the material basically. That's what's lining this case. So there's a little bit of foam rubber here, and then there's some kind of a webbing here glued to that. And that's it. But see the glue? You guys see the glue right here in this part? Okay, so you know, that's not exactly as I would do it, but I don't necessarily think that in and of itself is harmful to the cue. You know, I'd have to test it. But anyway, this is a Castillo, I guess a semi-soft case right here, Castillo leather goods. And that's glued on. I don't know, again, I don't know if somebody glued that on. I don't know how I got this case used, so no idea on there, but this is the case. You know, it's a pretty good idea right here. One big D-ring right there. We do that sometimes. I like the rivets right there. I like the way it's sewn and riveted. I like the backpack strap deal right here where it goes that way. Now I don't like, I am talking about things I like, don't like, but anyway, I don't like that it's a little bit hard right there. I've talked to Gil about that. He feels differently. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, backpack straps on a little 2x4 right there. Now this is an easier way to make the case than we do it. This is basically a flat piece with an outside piece sewn here. You can see the edging right here going along there. Yeah, that's the case. And he's got a neat little way he put that on here, so that's cool with a handle right there. I think this is also a snap, so it snaps on and off. And then the handle here, and he's got a couple little, I'm not sure what that's about right there, I guess to attach that. Okay, so that's their semi-hard case. Now this is our case. This is one of our cases. This was a custom job. I don't know what this cost, okay? I haven't looked at this pricing on there. This is a sort of a canvas material, I guess. Not the same material, but he does do a kind of a nylon material too. Anyway, look at the size of this case. And then look at the size of this case. Okay, so our case, these two particular ones, are approximately the same size in footprint, but this case holds 3 butts and 6 shafts. We build this This is an older case too. I took it back in because the guy had a problem on the corner, so I just built him a new case. But anyway, there's 3 butts, 6 shafts. Now you'll notice here, everything's padded all the way down, but you're not going to find any glue anywhere inside here, anything that could adversely affect the cue, possibly. Not saying that other one will. I'm just saying that you're not going to find that inside here, inside of our interior. There's no flap to worry about on here. Your cues go in, no problem, nothing touches. This is removable, and it's done that way so you can move it one way or the other, whichever way is more comfortable. You can get towels, things in here, which you can do in the other case as well. The entire thing is got foam rubber, and it's lined. And then I'm not going to cut the Castillo open, but ours is made with fiberboard, same as like tennis shoes. So they're bacteria resistant, they're mold resistant, mildew resistant. Same thing that forms the tough part of tennis shoes. That's what we use also for our cases. I have a double YKK zipper on here. So that's what these are here for our zippers, so they're self-healing. I have nice ergonomic, very comfortable leather handles. This is an older one, so we have this crackly rubber on here, which I stopped using because it cracks. And the newer ones, we put suede on all the new right there, so everything's good there. This particular one has 2 separate D-rings for the backpack strap. We feel like that's more ergonomic that way, although it works both ways. It's just a little bit better this way, ergonomically. This is a 4x8. Ultra pad protection all the way through. So we also make cases with interior pockets. We've been doing that for a long time, since 2008. Yeah, that's it. So very quickly, I'll finish this up. I have one of the hard cases here from Mr. Castillo, and this one is like an envelope case. So it's kind of like an envelope right there, and got a snap right there, and then it's got a hard interior. This interior is similar to ours. It's 2x4 though, right here. I have not taken it apart to see how much padding is in there. I have no intention of doing so. I assume that it's, fairly decent in there. I don't have any, knowing Gil's work, I have no reason to think that it's not. But I do feel like that our case, our similar type hard case, is better than this case. Started using rubber like we use rubber on there. I mean, we've pioneered a lot of things that I've been fortunate that other case makers have adopted. I've adopted some of the things they do. So it's a back and forth. I would hope that my colleagues would take anything that works from us. Even if we don't get credit, I still get a little bit of a good feeling out of that. Except when they claim it as their own. But in the end of the day, these are 2 good cases right there. But I believe that point for point and value and dollar for dollar value, ours is a better case. And I believe this gentleman is wrong in his assessment. And I will be putting this video up on that thread to say that I think he's wrong and why I think he's wrong. Our cases, for example, real quick, I gotta hurry up because I gotta go get my little girl. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. So thank you very much for your time. That's my rebuttal, and I invite this gentleman to come to the expo again, and then he can, tell me his problems, and we can work it out then on the case. I've also told him he can send me the case for a full refund, which I will then send a check to Gil Castillo towards a new Castillo case. So I don't have any problem doing that. We sell thousands of cases every year. One more or less isn't going to bother us. All right. You guys take care, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.